We're live. All right. Welcome to DeFi Crypto. Today's Crypto Daily News with Kor and Qris. Kor is in Budapest, Hungary, really close to the war in Ukraine. So we're going to have a European perspective on what's going on. And also, is there a way to make money in crypto while we're having a war in Europe?
I believe our title for today is pretty controversial, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so. I want to get
Because
views.
it sounds like we're trying to profit off of the war times, but unfortunately, as much as we don't like war and as much as I would vote for world peace any day of the year, this is the time when you can actually still make money. And as a matter of fact, you can still make good money,
Yeah.
like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fun thing with financial markets. There are pretty much always ways to make money, either when things are good or once they're not good. He likes my hair, apparently. Apparently my hair is good today. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're going to have we're going to take questions in the second half of the video. So go ahead. You're the guest host today, so shoot.
Should I ask you the questions?
Yeah, ask me questions, and if I have a question, I'll ask you, and let's just start the show and have fun.
So since this is our first show together, let me ask you, how do you make money in peacetime? Is there a difference for you between peacetime and wartime?
Well, it depends on the war. Some wars have influenced markets in different ways. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, the war in Ukraine has a major impact on petroleum and energy, because Russia is a major oil exporter, and now they have Europe and America have been imposing sanctions on that, so they cannot sell as much oil as they wanted to. And they also have a major influence on other natural products like nickel, which is used in batteries for cell phones and electric cars and all that. So that's going to push the price of those commodities up. And also it's going to create inflation for food, because Ukraine and Russia are major food producers that typically supply Europe in peacetime. And right now, because Ukraine is being bombarded, they don't have a lot of time to grow food. And Russia is producing food, but due to the sanctions, they can't sell it to Europe. So Europeans are putting themselves in between a rock and a hard place, in my opinion, because they can't buy food from two of their major suppliers. So they're going to have to find other ways to get food. I'm not sure where. On the other hand, maybe the war is not going to last very long. I'm not sure if Putin anticipated that Switzerland would freeze all Russian bank accounts. That was kind of a surprise, because they haven't done that during the Second World War with Hitler, but they've done it with him, which is like, okay, something is different this time.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your take on this?
Well, see, you're talking about the full economy, the economy in total. I tend to just look at the crypto gains, and honestly, I thought the war would influence. I'm a big Bitcoin fan, but I thought the war would influence crypto a lot more, and it just is not as influenced as I thought it could be. But you are sure about, and you're absolutely right about, that there's a tendency building up, people trying to leave the fiat world behind a lot more, since fiat currencies are becoming unstable. I believe you just mentioned this afternoon on our direct message chat that the US petrodollar will be left behind, because if the Saudis chose to go with the Chinese yuan, then the USD is over as we know it.
Well,
So
and
if that's what happens, then crypto has a long way to go. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, this is the start of the end of the US dollar.
Beginning of the end.
Yeah, if the Saudis don't trust the US dollar anymore and they'd rather go with the Chinese yuan, yeah, it's starting to put the nails in the coffin for the US dollar. That's not good at all. Also, we know that India just doesn't care about the war and they want to buy oil from Russia and they're ready to pay in gold or whatever. Okay? The Chinese are not buying anything from Russia right now because they're a major supplier to the Western world. Practically everything you buy in the US right now is made in China. So, yeah, so they can't take a stand for Putin at the moment, although they've been allies in the past. So, but definitely they are making headways with the Saudis because the Saudis are not trusting America as much as they used to right now. So if they start, I mean, from what I read, they're in talks over that. Okay, they're in talks about selling their oil to the Chinese and accepting the yuan. But if it actually happens and there's evidence of that, the U.S. is not going to be happy. Okay, the biggest issues that
the whole playing field, they're not going to be participants anymore. Petrodollar's over.
Yeah, unless the U.S. decides to declare war against the Saudis, like they did with Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein wanted to get paid in euros.
Or Muammar Gaddafi, the same thing happened, right?
Well, Gaddafi, what happened is that he wanted to create a gold standard currency for Africa.
Sure.
And the Americans didn't like that either. They're very picky. Just can't do anything unless you use the US dollar for everything. Yeah, so that was his the reason why he was assassinated. Yeah.
Executed, more like.
Well, you need a judge for an execution. I don't think there was a judge
I'm not
involved.
a guy, but I think he's been just dumbed down real hard. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't like the way it was done. Okay, they could have brought him to a court. Okay.
I mean, you know, it just wouldn't have.
I think my sound is muted. You feel
Sound?
my sound? Somebody says my sound is muted. You feel like that?
That's the share audio is muted. Oh, that's what Prati says.
Yeah. You see? Do you think my sound is muted? Kor?
I can hear you. I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
I got a feedback from Feedburn saying Kor's audio is very low and the image is laggy. It's probably because I'm on Zoom, but I turned up my volume, so I hope you're hearing me better.
Okay.
We can hear you
Yeah,
because
Kor.
we cannot hear Kor. All right, let me just up the volume a little more.
Okay. Is it better for
But it's
Kor?
already- okay, can you guys hear me now? Better? Hope it's not too much.
It takes about.
It's better. Okay.
All right.
It's better. No, I'm gonna keep it a little. It's automatically pulling back.
It says
Freaking MacBook.
it says it's better.
Put up the microphone volume and it's automatically pulling back. What's going on? Who lives in my computer? All right. Sorry.
You got hackers from Russia on your computer.
Yeah, probably. Hey, little Putin, get out of my computer. No, that's a bad joke. He's a freaking murderer. I don't like him very much.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, just so you know, Hungary is right next door to Ukraine. And as a matter of fact, I'm from Eastern Hungary. Right now I'm in Budapest, but my hometown is literally 20 kilometers away from the Hungarian-Ukrainian border. And I remember being at home a couple of weeks ago, hearing the bombing and hearing the shooting and hearing the airplanes constantly flying. But I believe those were the Hungarians trying to defend the Hungarian airspace. but still, it's such a stressful thing. You know, when your neighbors are arguing and they pull out the knife from the shelves or whatever, just throwing glasses and plates. That's exactly how I feel. Except people are actually dying next door, and that's just a terrific, dark, and gut wrenching feeling. It's not good. Being
Yeah.
next door to war.
Yeah, hopefully it's not going to spread to the rest of Europe. I don't think it will. It would be very,
Yeah, let's stay positive.
yeah, no, because essentially that would start a third world war if it did,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
So that's not, I don't think Putin wants to do that. That would be a little bit silly. On the other hand, some people, there's a rumor right now that Putin is either sick or dead. Did you hear about that?
No.
Well, apparently he hasn't been seen in public since March the 5th, I think. There's a lot of rumors going on right now. And also a lot of people think that some of his allies, like the Russian oligarchs, okay, if they have their bank accounts frozen in
Oh, the
Switzerland,
assets seized. Yeah, they're
y-
turning against him.
yeah, they're gonna turn against
No money,
him.
no friendship.
Exactly.
Screw Putin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm expecting right now.
that,
Unless,
that's the whole point. That's why they're doing that.
see, I'm surprised at the moves that Putin made because typically Putin is very thoughtful and he's like a chess player, and he plans his moves
Oh yeah.
ahead. So maybe he didn't anticipate that Switzerland would turn against him, or
Do you think he's a good chess player or just a manipulative bastard?
he could be both. He could be both.
Yeah, possibly.
No, I saw interviews.
Manipulative bastard chess player.
I saw interviews with him. He's not stupid. He could be
No, I'm not
evil. He
saying
could be
that
an
he's
evil
not a very
bastard.
good
He
chess
could be an
player.
evil bastard. Okay, but he doesn't sound stupid. He seems to know what he's doing most of the time. Maybe this time he's wrong and he did the wrong thing, and his plan is failing. Okay, but that would be a little bit out of character. So that's why some people think, is he sick right now? Maybe he's got a terminal disease. Maybe he's got cancer
Yeah,
or
something's
something.
going on. Something must be going on because it's like out of character. You're right. As a matter of fact, before the war began, like months ago, maybe 6 months ago, I remember because I'm a YouTube addict as well, just like most of us here. But I have been watching Putin videos because he was speaking so smartly about specific issues, and I'm thinking to myself, gosh, these points of views are so different from what I know. And I always try to keep an open mind. And I'm thinking, maybe I understand that there's no such thing as objective reality. Well, there is, but there really isn't because we're always influenced by different points of views. And I believe that's the whole point of being free, keeping an open mind, that you let yourself influence by different points of views. Now, I've been watching those videos where he was talking about different aspects of the world, different happenings, and he kind of explained the reasons, the whys, the becauses, and all the steps, like how one thing led to another, and we got this and that and the other thing. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is such a wonderful new point of view. He must have a lot of knowledge about stuff. But I believe that now that I'm thinking back, some of it might be not just a different point of view, but also who knows if he has been misinformed, because I don't know that. Or maybe he's delusional about some minor cogs in the whole machine. You know what I mean? So he may not have the whole picture right.
Well, you have to understand, he's a politician, so whenever he opens his mouth, he's
Oh,
lying.
yeah.
He's lying. So,
True.
I mean, the thing is, he has an agenda, and he's going to say things that are going to favor his agenda, right? Although as you said, it's very good to see somebody's point of view from the other side.
Sure.
Okay, and I do understand that from a Russian perspective. Okay, Ukraine, at least several parts of Ukraine used to be part of Russia. Okay, and that the current division is kind of artificial. Okay, and it doesn't please everybody. Okay,
Sure.
And also, I do understand that from a strategic point of view, it's very important for Russia to have access to the Black Sea. Okay.
But it's not theirs anymore. So it's it's very important for me to have access to the Los Angeles Santa Monica beach from Hungary, but it's not mine. Come on.
No, but they used to have Crimea a long time ago.
Well, you used to. Well, we used to have Transylvania. It used to be part of Hungary. We're not going to go there and say, "Hey, this is ours. Give it back to us, bastards." We're not doing that.
Well, maybe not now, but maybe you're going to have a new president that's going to want Transylvania back.
That would be a major issue.
Yeah, but that's what's happening. Like right now, they have a president that wants Crimea back, and that's why he invaded Crimea, and he wants at least some parts of Ukraine back into the Russian border, because historically they used to be part of Russia, and they have a lot of Russian citizens there, and they think, well, they should be part of Russia again. All right. So, but you also have to look at the other perspective is that NATO is moving closer and closer and closer and closer to Russia, and is placing
their way in there.
And gradually during the last 30 years, they've been adding military bases near the frontier, the Russian frontier, all around. So if you're
NATO wouldn't have attacked them. I'm sure they wouldn't have. They're just more afraid of exactly these types of radical behavior. And by the way, I have to cut you off because Will Ugeldeck says, starting war is outdated. Putin is living in the past. Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, it's the 21st century. War can only happen here.
What is that?
Call of Duty style, you know what I mean? Only there.
Well, what's going to happen is that wars are going to be more and more virtual. Okay?
I wish, but right now it's not the picture. The picture is right now they're just blasting homes, hospitals, theaters, kindergartens. What the F?
Yeah. No, that's definitely the traditional, the old-fashioned way of doing wars, but you know very well that we're under siege from North Korea, China, Russia. Like they have armies of hackers that are going into our computers and attacking servers around the world and everything. So more and more of that is going to happen. And also, I expect at some point we're not going to have soldiers. We're going to have drones. Flying around, or maybe, but I think drones are a lot more efficient.
Will come to its senses.
Yeah, perhaps, but I think flying drones are a lot more efficient.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. You just
like
send
playing a video game. Boop, boop, ratata, chi.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you can have like a plane or a ship somewhere that sends out thousands of drones. Okay, and they can kill whoever they want very efficiently, and you can barely see them. They're tiny. You don't need very large drones to attack people. You know, it could be like the same as little drones that you buy for fun, you know. And they just have a gun attached to them or something.
A drone should not do anything other than carry my Amazon orders to my doorstep. That's what a drone should do, period. Or maybe fly over the bride and the groom for the theatrical shot for the wedding highlight reel. That's it. It shouldn't have weapons. All right. I'm sorry to cut you off again. Feedbird keeps asking us, who's Kor?
So who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? Why are you on my show?
All right, let me introduce myself, kids. My name is Kor, K-O-R, and I am a crypto YouTuber, just a fanatic. And Qris and I, we came to meet each other when I kept reaching out because I wanted to do collabs, because I don't yet have an English channel. My channel is in Hungarian. It's called Passiv Milliomos, which means passive millionaire, because my the choice of genre is also crypto and building wealth. I also love DeFi, so this is how I stumbled across Qris's channel. And what I loved about it, that he's wearing that monocle. You know how you scroll those videos and you suddenly stop. I believe you were doing a live thinking, I'm like, oh, look at who's this guy? He looks like Mr. Peanut, or better yet, he looks like that Monopoly guy, like very noble, very blue blood. I want to get to know him. He's such a cool cat looking guy, and he was saying smart things. I could see that he was very like an engineer minded guy, down to the details. He's one of those Excel sheets type of guy. I'm more intuitive, as you can tell. I'm much more animated, and I'm not always making the right choices because I tend to be hot headed. But sometimes even that can bring you a lot of money. So this is how we met, and we started talking, and we had like a 3-4 hour long talk session on Zoom, and we realized that we have such a cool chemistry. Maybe we should try a show together. I'll be the one who cuts him off because he tends to speak forever. I speak too, but then I know when to shut up, like right now. Mic drop.
Yeah, and if you guys like doing the Kor and Qris talks, watching the Kor and Qris show, maybe we can do this once a week. I was thinking every Friday maybe we can have a chat like this, and we can talk. I mean, it's very important for me to see perspective from another place. Okay, Hungary is at the very heart of Europe. Okay, and right now there's major events happening in Europe, so it's good to have a perspective from where things are happening. And also, you're going to feel the influence of the war on energy and food and other products in your country. I'm expecting you're going to have a lot of inflation at some point.
Oh yeah, that has already started.
Yeah?
You can greatly feel it. Things are costing a lot more in the stores. Well, a lot more meaning you can see that 5 to 10% rise in prices.
Yeah.
By the way, in case you don't know, Hungary is a country where the VAT, which is the average tax for buying stuff, 27%.
Only?
Oh, come on. What do you mean only? What's the VAT in where you are, Bangkok?
7.
See? So we have 20 more, so we won. That's why we're so poor.
How much is income tax there? How much is income tax
What?
there? Income tax.
How much what?
Income tax. He doesn't pay income tax. He doesn't know.
You don't have to pay taxes for crypto. Well, maybe somewhere between 22, 41% or 51. I don't know.
No, but let's say regular people that have a job, like you, like what they gotta pay, typically. Like let's say I don't know, you're a manager in a shop or something.
Yeah, somewhere between 15. No, seriously, somewhere between 15 to 49%. My mom's used to be a dentist,
right?
And she paid close to 49% taxes, plus the 27% VAT. That's just crazy. That's madness. Imagine, just do a calculation. You lose half of your money at your taxes because I believe she belonged to the highest tax bracket. And after they let you keep half of what you made, they even take 1/4, a little more than 1/4 of that. Now that's just highway robbery, people.
I know. It's like, what do you have left, right? That's kind of
funny. That's why you got to buy crypto, because it's not yet regulated, so we're not forced to pay anything because nobody knows what you really have. So you can kind of lurk around the sidelines a little bit, but probably not for long. I believe, Qris, you were the one who told me why they didn't yet regulate crypto worldwide, right? Last time we talked, you mentioned that because they haven't yet figured it out how to screw us.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the big issue is that it's difficult to enforce taxation on decentralized finance.
Yeah, that's why I love it. It's the Wild West of finance.
I mean, you can do it easily with a centralized exchange. Okay. I mean, like in Thailand, for instance, if you buy Bitcoin, they charge you 7% VAT. Although now, apparently the government decided to forget the VAT on centralized exchanges because the local centralized exchanges that are fully regulated complain that people are using Binance, which is not regulated here, and they're using Binance illegally. Okay, so essentially they bypass the tax by using Binance and other crypto exchanges instead of using the local Thai exchanges. So apparently now there's a kind of a tax break. They're not charging the 7% at the moment. But yeah, like typically it's difficult to enforce taxation when things are fully decentralized. And that's why I fully endorse decentralization.
Sure.
Because otherwise, I mean, they can do whatever they want. They can confiscate our money, even if we've done nothing. I mean, just look at the sanctions imposed on all Russians. It doesn't mean that all Russians are criminals and are attacking Russia.
They took his money, dude. They took his money. How ironic is that? His war chest was not in Russia. They took it.
Yeah, that's something that, you know, I thought Putin would have known this. And that's why I'm saying it sounds... that's why I'm saying it sounds out of character. Either he... I mean, you know, the thing with central banks, their reserves are not at home. Okay? When they have currency reserves, they're outside. And even gold, they don't have all of their gold within the country. You know where the largest reserves of gold are? They are in New York City, underground, in vaults that nobody knows about. Nobody knows that, but it's in the basement of New York City. They have these giant vaults.
It's very well displayed in one of the Die Hard movies when they kind of rub the whole gold thing. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. And the way it works is that the people that work in these vaults don't know who the gold belongs to. Okay? The vaults have numbers. Okay? And there's certain quantities of gold in each vault. And they receive a paper that says, okay, move like 500 kilos of gold from Vault 1 to Vault 2. Well, what happened is that France sold gold to England.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay? And that's how it works. And you don't know that. Okay?
I thought this kind of gold thing has been like cut off and eliminated. And
it's still part of the reserves.
1971.
No, it's still part of the reserves. It's just that the currency right now is not fully backed by gold. It's backed by a basket. It's backed by a basket that includes gold and other reserve currencies like the US dollar, euros, and other things. Okay? And that's what happened to the Russian central bank, is that most of its reserves were not within Russia; they were inside other central banks' vaults around the world, and now they got cut off. So there's no backing to the Russian ruble right now, and that's why it tanked.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's got
but it's coming back up. Did you notice? Are you checking it daily like I do?
No, I don't check it daily. I'm not a trader like you. Have you been making money shorting? Did you make money shorting it?
No. You can't. You can't trade it. Nobody wants to trade rubles. But it went down to 70 some cents per 100 rubles.
Right.
Yes, 1 ruble. I can't remember 1 or 100. I believe 100 rubles went down to 70 some cents. Now it's this morning it was 92 cents. So it came back up. But it's not like. But it used to be 1.5 or 1.3 somewhere around that region. So it still dropped a lot.
Right. So are you making money right now with the war?
Ooh, well, DeFi is a wonderful playing field. You know, I'm aware that you're also, may I say, a fan or an admirer of Wonderland, which kind of tanked, and
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love the idea. The DAOs are just wonderful ideas to begin with. As a matter of fact, I love the idea for a DAO for governing a country or governing a smaller region like a county or a city or even parts of the city. It's perfect for corruption-free governance. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's not, well, you can make like a money maker, like a reserve currency type of creator thingy with this, but it's really for governance. That's what I love about DAOs. But to answer your question, how I make money, I love trading. As I mentioned before, I love like hot-headed stuff when things happen quickly, when I can move quickly. I
Mm-hmm.
love the 0 minute tokens when they come out. Well, some people call it shitcoins, but I don't want to use foul language on your channel, but that's what they call them. Uh, but some of them actually are really, really good. But you got to find them, and they
Mm-hmm.
can go, I don't know, 500 X's within a matter of days, and it happens. It's not a fairy tale, kids. I've seen it. I've been there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love these kind of money making adventures.
Well, one of these days, maybe you can give us some alpha on your
I'll
on
show
your
you how I do it and what I do. It's not a big deal.
yeah, maybe on your poop coin and see what happens.
No, no, no. That's all right. We'll talk about it. All right.
Okay.
I'll be happy to show anything. It's not
Yeah.
really.
Me personally, what I've been doing is staying with crypto and DeFi. I've been shorting the stock market in the U.S. using mirror synthetics. So there's the M Spider. I made a video about that, and also there's some oil synthetics as well that you can take. That can. So I went long on oil, short on the stock market, and you can also get long on gold. Typically, when there's a
Mhm.
lot of uncertainty, people flock to gold.
Sure.
So war typically is a
And
good
also to
time.
crypto. What you're saying actually is exactly what I have been doing too, because DeFi is my short term kind of like play field. I don't really put too much money in there, but the possibility of making a lot of gains in a short amount of time with little money is really high. But you cannot handle it as a lottery because you cannot put money into everything because then you're just gonna go broke. But if you play it with a good strategy, uh, you use a couple of smart and intelligent tools, and then you'll be able to make some smart gains. But on the long term, what you're saying, gold is gold. Gold has always been gold. It's really important. Even I have some gold, both digital and physical. But honestly, I'm considering selling the physical gold because physical gold requires a safe, requires some sort of a stability, which in wartime is not really happening. Plus, if it's physical, the government can come and knock the door off and then just take my gold, whatever. So, but digital gold, they cannot take it. Somebody just told me about Pax, the project Pax used to be a
Yeah,
the coin for I believe dollars, right?
yeah, they have Pax
Pax, but
Gold.
Pax
Yeah,
G is gold.
yeah, I talked about that also.
Sure,
There's
sure.
and even USDT has USDT Gold or something.
Okay.
Tether
Well,
Gold.
there's a Hungarian digital liquid gold called BNO and BNOX,
Oh yeah.
which is technically the same thing. They actually have bagged each and every token by real physical gold, and it's audited. It's being kept in a bullion vault in Zurich, so it's real stuff. So if you want to go there and bring your little ledger and say, "Hey, I want to get my real physical gold for these tokens," you can do that, but it's just silly.
Yeah,
The idea is that gold has gone up a lot in the past few
yeah.
weeks.
Uh, are you talking about load? Load,
Say that again.
LODE, load? Because they're supposed to be working like that. They're supposed to have like real physical gold in a vault, and I think they go by gram. So 1 gram of gold is one load.
Oh no, no, no. Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, it's BNOX.
BNOX.
BNOX
Oh, okay, okay,
dot
okay. Different name.
gold, I believe. Let me see. I hope I got it right. Yeah, BNOX dot gold. It's a digital gold. That's what I have. I have a couple of handfuls of that, and that's actually I bought it when it was like 40 some euros per gram.
Hmm.
And now it's 50 some 55 euros. So it's really gone up significantly.
Right. I still believe in having some physical gold, despite the fact that it can be confiscated, just in case they shut down the internet. You know, I mean,
Solar flare or thermonuclear holocaust, or what
Well,
do you
sometimes
think
just a storm. Like you just look
or a
my,
storm? Yeah.
you know, the guy who does my thumbnails now. He's in Algeria, and they had a major sandstorm. They were out of power
Wow.
for 3 days. Okay,
Wow.
so bad things can happen, or during the time of war, for instance. Okay, they could just shut down the power, the whole country. So how do you trade now? If you don't have any
Yeah.
silver or gold in your pocket, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Well, you see, that's the whole point. I kind of rearranged my life, and people don't know me here. So let me just give you a little bit of a backstory behind me. I'm Hungarian born, but I lived 20 plus years in the United States, in Los Angeles, California, to be exact. And that's where I experienced the boot of authority on my throat twice, and also once in Hungary. I'm not saying I'm a saint, not at all. I'm far from a saint, yet I'm not a criminal or anything like that. I just like living free, right? I'm not saying I'm a sovereign citizen either, but you know what I'm trying to say, that I love freedom. And by the way, three times it happened to me that they tried to froze my assets, tried to take what was mine without any reason. They just had a suspicion that something is out of place there. But just to be sure, we're gonna freeze his ass and just look into this. And it took me a bunch of money to pay to some attorney, and it was a expedited action, which was 2 or 3 weeks until they unfrozen my assets, and I was able to spend again. But imagine going home after Friday, getting stopped by one of those gas pumps. I want to put some fuel in my car, and my cards just won't work. My credit cards, one of them was a no limit card, it just didn't work. And I'm like, what's happening? And all I had was $20 in my pocket. And something told me, don't spend it, bro. The weekend's coming. I had a family with kids. I'm like, I'm gonna have to support them. $20. You know what's that gonna buy you? I don't know, 3 loaves of bread, nothing. So, so it happened to me three times, and that's when I realized. That's when I decided that I do not want to have anything that's movable or taken awayable. I don't want to have anything that can be taken away from me. I want to stay on the safe side. I want to rent everything. I want to keep everything in crypto lifestyle. Hey, all the way. And that's what I vote for, even now. And I believe that within the next few years, people are going to start using crypto like parallel to fiat. So it's not going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to get some crypto and buy it back, or get some fiat, buy some crypto. No, everything's going to be crypto. I can pay you in crypto and you will pay me in crypto. And we're not going to bother with stupid fiat currencies. Right now, Chris, did you know that there's only 200 million crypto users in the world that are using crypto every day? 200 million out of the,
Yeah,
how many of us are there? 7 billion?
yeah,
8?
7+. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's about right. It's not enough, but it's about
Yeah,
right.
it's
We're
nothing.
just at the beginning of the curve, right? And the adoption
Yeah.
curve. But Africa is going deep into crypto a lot faster than the Western world.
And you know why? Because they're unbankable, and crypto is a great way out for the unbankable.
Exactly. Banks don't want them,
Yeah.
and not just that, but in many African countries, the currency is not very good.
Yeah, oh, sure. Yeah.
Many African countries don't have very strong currencies. They have very, very high inflation. The currency is useless. Like
Well,
if
it's
you
great
just
for
look,
starting a campfire, but that's about it.
yeah, you just look at Zimbabwe, for instance. Okay, they had bills that said 100 trillion on them, and that's worth less than a
Yeah.
dollar.
But no
Okay,
one can top us, brother. Did you know that we keep the Guinness World Record of hyperinflation? Hungary, the 1 million trillion bill pengu. That's who we are.
wow.
1 million trillion billion, or whatever the heck it is.
Right
Just
now,
fucking crazy. Yeah, we keep the world record. I believe it was in 1920 or 17, something like that, like beginning of the 20th century.
yeah, like
Crazy, huh?
yeah, in Europe,
Hungarians, we're good, man.
well, Hungary and also Germany for a while, they had super high
Yeah.
inflation.
They're
Well,
too rich. They don't know nothing about hyperinflation.
No, no, I remember having stamps in my collection when I was a kid that had, 1 billion Deutschmark. Okay,
Wow.
that was for a stamp to post a letter.
Hmm.
1 billion Deutschmark.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
yeah. So the Deutschmark wasn't worth anything at that time because of hyperinflation. All right.
By the way,
Mm-hmm.
stamps, did you know stamps are such a good way to make money? Did you know that?
Stem cells.
No, stamps.
Oh,
You said
stamps, stamps,
stamps.
stamps.
Post stamps. You're talking about post stamps,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, postage stamp. Yeah.
Yeah. Now imagine this. In Los Angeles, you gotta look out for like heritage stuff. Like Dad was a stamp collector. He left us with a bunch of stamp books. We don't know the value of it. And people don't realize that stamps are just like money. They have the face value. So if you have a $1 stamp, that's exactly worth $1. I mean $1, $1. So you can sell it for $1. A friend of mine did that. He purchased all these stamps. He kind of looked over the face values, tried to sum up, one of those autistic Rain Man kind of guys who just could do the math in mind. And he saw, okay, so in this book there's approximately, I don't know, $500 worth of stamps. And he says, well, I can take the book for $20. Oh yeah, sold, take it. It's just taking dust here. And he bought like boxes of this. And imagine selling those stamps to companies so they can send out their letters. And he sold them half the price. He just tripled, 10x his money. And it was way before crypto.
Yeah,
Smart, huh?
yeah. Well, as long as
People
the stamps
forget.
are mint condition. If they've been used,
Oh yeah,
yeah, that won't work.
not used. Yeah, post clean without the stamp. Because once it's stamped, it's no longer
Yeah,
usable.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's a good idea.
So
I'm sure a lot of people have stamp collections that don't know what they're worth. So, yeah, it's a good
yeah, you gotta
idea.
look at the face value, and you can still sell it. By the way, the post office. Well, I'm not sure in every country, but in the United States, they buy back some of the stamps. And I remember that even inflation was really tough because I remember the prices of stamps kept going up, and then they came out with a stamp called Forever Stamp. Because one stamp for one letter used to cost, I don't know, 45 cents, then it was 48, then it was 50, 51, 52 cents. It was climbing up and up, one of those domestic letters, just
Mm-hmm.
regular letters. And then they came out with the Forever stamps, which didn't have any face value on it, which was pretty smart because that way, but I think those are the ones, or those were the ones that they couldn't or didn't buy back at the post office. Nevertheless, you could use them to mail all the time, and you must have bought them for, I don't know, a couple pennies. And now I don't even know where it is. Probably over $1 now.
Yeah, Canada used to have that, back in the 80s during this super high inflation,
Uh-huh.
because from month to month the price of posting a letter kept going up. So at one point they just gave up and they said, okay, we're going to put the letter A instead of a number, okay, because they didn't know how much to charge.
Or
Because
it was an A class or something
no,
like that,
no, it
right?
was they put the letter A to as a variable. They could have put X,
Oh, I see. I
okay.
see.
So they had the face of the queen, okay, and instead of having 50 cents or 45 cents or whatever it was, they put the letter A, all
Uh-huh.
right. So and then at some point they said, okay, A is worth 55 cents or whatever, all right. So then people could buy those stamps and use them on their letters because they had no idea what the price was going to be, and it takes time from the time of engraving to the time of printing and delivering to the post office. So the price was changing
Oh,
so
I see what
fast
you
at
mean.
that
Yeah.
time that they had to
It
do
will
that.
not lose value.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna make a stamp that's at let's say 50 cents, but now the price is now 55 cents, what would you do with those 50-cent stamps?
Oh yeah, I remember when you had to buy like 3 cent stamps, and I believe the paper was worth a lot more with the sticky material on the back, more than 3 cents. So it was this silly idea. That's what they came out with the Forever stamp.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh well. So I believe that if you want to make good wealth, sweet crypto gains during wartime, You can do short term, medium term, and long term. I don't really see the medium term. You're probably doing these shorts and longs. Maybe that is medium term. But I believe the long term should be the same as it has ever been. If you're a Bitcoin freak like me or an Ethereum freak, then you gotta keep on buying those things every week, dollar cost average the heck out of it. Just buy, I don't know, $50 worth, $500, $5,000, whatever you can afford. Just buy it on a regular basis. Then you're gonna cost average your price in the long run, and just trust in the halving, people. So if you're a Bitcoin freak, 2024, this is the only year that's gonna save our butt from the big meltdown. Because after 2024, after the fourth, I believe this is the fourth halving, whatever, the next halving, when it happens, the prices are gonna skyrocket again. And I believe, and I was gonna just say this about the Wonderland project, Wonderland's gonna skyrocket with the rise of Bitcoin again, and more people will be involved once that, and I hope that this stupid war will not last for another 2 years, but if it would, then trust me, that mixed with war mixed with the halving would be a tremendous effect on mass adaptation. More people will start using crypto than ever before.
Yeah.
Which is inevitable anyways, but it's probably going to speed up the process.
Okay, I got two questions for you.
Sure.
One, I keep seeing this on Twitter, and I totally disagree with it, but I want your opinion, okay? There are people that think Bitcoin is a Ponzi, that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, that Bitcoin is crap, okay? So what because they don't see it. A little bit like, there's Charlie Munger, okay, is a very famous billionaire in the US, and he said it's a venereal disease. So what do you say to people that hate Bitcoin or don't understand Bitcoin? What's your take on that? How would you explain it?
Understand it. If you don't understand it, understand it. Because you don't know what you're talking about. Actually, Charlie Munger is like a very controversial figure. Some of the things he says makes a lot of sense, but some of it is just pure nonsense. Like this thing about Bitcoin, I believe it must be some sort of, isn't that like an outtake from like 5 years ago or something? And nobody really understood Bitcoin.
I think the interview was this year. I think the interview was this year.
I heard an interview where he was burying the USD, saying the US dollar has no future. It's really gonna be just rest in peace.
No, the thing I was thinking is that what's the name of his company? I can't think of it now.
Whose company?
Charlie Munger manages a company with Warren Buffett. What's the name of that company?
Oh, Warren Buffett, the Hawthorne.
Berkshire Hathaway,
correct.
Berkshire sold all their bank stocks except Bank America, and they invested in new finance companies in Brazil, which deal in crypto.
Oh.
So basically what he's saying goes against his own investment that he made. Okay, he's stepping away from traditional finance and he's investing in crypto. And then he tells us this bullshit that Bitcoin is a venereal disease.
It's the same old game.
I don't know what.
This because they want to short. They want the price to fall so they can shop. Because when it's on sale, they will put money in it. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe they're trying to buy it cheap or something.
Sure.
I don't know.
They all do that crap. Warren Buffett did the same thing. Right. Even Elon Musk did the same thing. What's the guy's name? Mark Cuban did the same thing. I freaking hate that guy. And all of these billionaire a-holes did the same thing. Oh, Bitcoin is stupid. It's going to tank. It has no future. Nothing makes it. It's child's play. And prices started
Yeah.
plummeting. You could see people were buying it up because its prices started going back up again.
Yeah.
Come on, this is just stupid.
Now, my second question was about Wonderland. You talked about Wonderland a minute ago. So, what's your take on what's going to happen to Wonderland? Because right now, okay, Sifu is out, and he just started his own project. I made a video about it yesterday. And Daniele has been relatively quiet in the last couple of months. We haven't heard much about what he's doing. So I'm just wondering, are they hiring new people to help manage the business or not? And what's your
I
take
don't know.
on
I'm
this?
not an insider, but I have very mixed feelings about the whole project. But I believe that at first, I really loved the idea because how it was presented, because how he gave it a face. Daniel Sestagali, he gave it a face. He was the face of Wonderland. And even Sifu was kind of like a secretive, mysterious character until it came out that he's a convicted felon. Now that really killed it for me. It's like a sexy date night when it turns out that my date has a huge 20-incher. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't want this. It's not for me. Maybe it's for somebody, but it's not for me, most definitely.
Right.
So I believe it's going to come around because that's an eventuality, because the idea itself is not so bad. The execution is not so bad. I believe there's a lot of venture capitalists being let close to the whole thing so they could rub the whole thing blind. Because what they did, they kept swing trading it, sidestepping, just kind of almost generating those huge drops and spikes. And pretty much, if you know what you're doing and you have more than a couple of $1,000s, then you can pretty much manipulate the market of such a small enterprise. And that's exactly what happened. And that's why it lost a lot of steam. But I believe once these VCs are out of the picture, and once maybe Wonderland is going to regain some of the traction, regain some of the believers, maybe new people will join. Because it's a great time to jump in. I just checked the prices. It's around $100 for a time. 120 or I don't know. I just
It looks dirt
I
cheap.
can't even remember.
It looks dirt cheap right
It's a good
now.
entry point. Who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's gonna disappear like Fortress DAO. Remember Fortress DAO? No.
Well,
Seemed like a good idea.
yeah, I saw it and then it disappeared. But there's still $500 million in there.
Oh, 600 some. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
checked.
5 or 6, yeah, something like that.
It's more than a half a billion. That's huge. I mean, that's pretty outstanding because besides Olympus and Wonderland, nobody was really able to sum up such amounts, because that's pretty impressive, right?
Well, at the highest, the treasury at Olympus was around 700, and now it's around.
Was it not 1 billion?
Right now it's
Or
around.
no, that was Wonderland that was close to a billion.
Wonderland went over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Wonderland went over $1 billion. Now it's about half of that, and Olympus went as high as 700. Now it's about half of that. And again, what's your take on why is the price of the token so much lower than the net asset value per token? The backing price, which is the net asset value.
I'm not understanding how that works, because I believed that what would be fair is if the fair market value is lower than what's the money behind it, I, the token holder, should have the choice whether I want to sell it for fair market value or just ask my share from the whole.
Because they've done that. They've done the buybacks. They've done the buybacks. They've done hundreds of millions of dollars of buybacks, and that's why the treasury went down.
No, I get that, but it's just.
I don't understand why we need to do this. I mean, if there's a stock on the stock market that is selling for less than the net asset value, the company doesn't redeem the shares. It's not automatic anyway.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's also a good idea because the venture capitalists are really evil creatures. They come to take what's ours and what's yours.
Mm.
You know what they say? There are two types of people in the stock exchange, and that stands for pretty much any place where you can trade. So there's two types of people when it comes to trading. You and everybody else who wants to take your money. Technically, these are the two types of people. So you gotta keep an open mind, but not as open as they steal from it.
Right. So,
Yeah.
what do you think is going to happen there? Do you think they're
I
going to
don't know.
fix
Look,
things up or not?
I lost a lot of money on that, but luckily I'm not, well, how should I put it so it doesn't sound conceited? I'm thick, brother. I'm thick and veiny. So I have a lot of money. Thankfully, I didn't lose as much as it's not, I'm not missing it from my food budget or anything like that. But, uh, but I lost a lot of money. It kind of stung a little bit. It wasn't very
Yeah.
comfy, but I know that it will come back because it will have to come back. It's more like an intuition. And I believe in the whole system. The system is very smart, although it's inflationary in its nature. But as more people will join in, because it will happen, it can come back up because it
Right.
could happen. You know what I mean?
But they stop issuing new tokens already, right? They're
Well,
not.
but that's what I'm saying. They're changing it around. I believe it's going to be patch upon patch upon patch. So it's gonna come around, and more people will join in. So the balance will be restored.
Right. Because my
That's what I
feeling is
believe.
that at some point it's going to become really an investment fund, a little bit like an ETF, an
Mhm.
exchange traded fund.
Mhm.
I think that's what it should be.
Oh yeah, it could
So,
easily happen, and I could see that happen. Yeah,
yeah.
I could see that
Because
happen.
that's really missing, and that's one thing that I find in the in terms of financial product in crypto. That's missing. We don't have
Hmm.
portfolios, fully built portfolios that are managed for us that we can just buy a share of. Okay,
Hmm.
we have to create our own portfolios right now, and we don't have like we don't have the equivalent of an S&P 500, let's say, for
Hmm.
crypto. It would be nice to have like there are some crypto assets that are indices, but I find that they only have like 10 or 20 crypto in them. It doesn't really
But
reflect the
they
market.
have some index tokens already. Didn't you know about them? They have some index tokens that
Yeah,
have
that's what
like
I'm saying,
crypto
but they're not
assets.
very good. They don't have a lot of
Well,
tokens in
they're
them.
long term. I believe they're long term, and it's like a cocktail. If you don't like vodka, then you shouldn't drink martinis. That's so simple. It's the same thing. If you don't like Bitcoin, then maybe you shouldn't buy these composite,
Right.
whatever you call them, index tokens.
Now the thing is like I don't understand how they chose the tokens that they put in them. They're not like the top 10 or the top 100
Oh, I
tokens
can I can
traded
answer
or
that very
whatever.
simply. I have a friend. He lives in the Slovakian Republic, and he's an incredible swing trader. He does it on Binance, KuCoin, you name any one of these sexes, the CEX exchanges, and he's probably on it trading. And what he does, he already has a very good setup portfolio. And what he wants to do, he's what doesn't just want to do. He's almost done with his project. That he wants to put out his own index token, which reflects his portfolio. The percentages of the index token reflects his own portfolio that he manages for himself. So when you buy that, you just add some more money in that proportion to your own portfolio.
Well,
And of course, if he somehow, I don't know how it works, but if he sells some of his bitcoins, then the same thing is going to happen to yours, but of course it's in proportionate.
well, that's almost the same model that Sifu is proposing right now. You know, he just created his own Sifu token, and he said
Yeah.
it's going to reflect how my own personal portfolio is doing.
But
Okay.
my friend is not a convicted felon. That's the kind of important point here.
Okay, your friend's not an axe murderer. Okay, all right,
Sure.
but but the thing is, I mean, if you just look at Sifu's Twitter account, he's got 37,000 followers in there.
Look,
Okay.
he's a pop star, dude.
No, but that's it. I mean, there are a lot of people that hate him, obviously, but
So
he's
was
still,
Mark Davis. Mark Davis was a pop star.
yeah, and he still has a lot of followers of people that believe in him, which is interesting.
Sure.
Like even like yesterday in my video, I was showing the article from the Defiant,
Uh-huh.
okay, and the author at the bottom it says the author aped in that project. So even the author bought the Sifu token, okay, which is interesting. So there's a lot of people. I tried to buy it yesterday just for fun. I can't buy anything on Uniswap right now. I can't even buy USDT on Uniswap right now. All day I tried. I can't trade anything on Uniswap on Ethereum.
Why Uniswap, man? ERC20 is so outdated. I refuse to trade or even touch ERC20 on a daily. Of course, I have some Ethereum in my portfolio, but come on, the transaction fees are still outrageous.
Yeah, the transaction fees are still high. I think it was like the token's around $118, and it would cost me $50 in gas. You know,
What the F?
I know, and but even trading stable coins like USDT, you can't get more common than from Ethereum to USDT. I couldn't even do that
Right.
trade. I couldn't even do that swap on Uniswap
It's just too
yesterday.
expensive. You're losing too much value. I believe ERC20 should not be used until they fix the major, whatever issue that
What
is. Transaction
I think
fees.
what they should have done is move to Optimism or Arbitrum at least. It's a lot faster. It's super cheap. Optimism is like a fraction of a cent per transaction. It's super cheap.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
know.
I remember when Ethereum traded for like 20 or 15 cents. Well, not traded, but like the transaction fees were like 15 cents. My first Ethereum, I paid for a little over $25. I'm
But
that old, kids. I'm that old.
but just last year, look around May, it was like what, $2 for gas on Ethereum.
Oh yeah, yeah. But after the bull market started, it just got out of control. I remember somebody tried to send me $50, and he says, "Well, the gas fees are over 120 some dollars." I'm like, "What? For sending $50, you pay 120? That
Yeah.
just makes no sense."
Yeah, gas was crazy when the NFT market craze, you know, during that time. That pushed the price of gas through the roof.
Hmm.
But it's a little bit lower now. It's a little bit lower. Just that yesterday, for some reason, they said the network was congested. For some reason, there was a lot of activity. I don't know what they were doing,
Hmm.
but yeah. Now for
What are your
for
favorite
NFTs,
networks, Chris? What do you like? Because ERC20 is not doable. What do you like?
I like the layer twos now.
Okay.
I'm exploring layer twos like Arbitrum and Optimism. I want to do a video about Dopex on Arbitrum. Dopex looks really cool. I like that Tetranode's behind it. And the team at Dopex keeps on adding new vaults and trying to expand the protocol and so on. And I just saw that they published an article on some strategies for a rational market. So whether it's going up or down, you can still make money with them. So basically, my understanding is that they're creating structured products with options. And all you have to do is just stake in some tokens in there, and you don't need to worry about the strategy. The algorithm takes care of it for you. So it seems to be an easy way to play the market and
Mhm.
possibly make income whether it's going up or down.
That's good.
Yeah, but I'm seeing a lot of movements in derivatives this year. I just saw a new market on Phantom that is basically selling. I think they got like 500 different synthetics. They got synthetic stocks. They got synthetic commodities, synthetic currencies in there. I'm sure the SEC in the US is going to be all over them. And then what else? Like PancakeSwap just opened up a perpetual futures market. You see
Yeah.
that? I tried to get into it and didn't work when I went, but I talked to per protocol, and they said that yeah they copied their code. Essentially, like their code is has been copied all over the place now, and they're getting into structured products as well this year. That's coming later this year. But I asked them when they're going to get stop losses. That would help.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We need stop
Like
losses
like
on.
like the big boys do it, right?
Yeah, like Binance is so well done. Binance is the best place for perpetuals. Okay, you can put stop losses, and when you figured you got enough profit, you can
Right.
cut close the transaction right there. So we need tools like that also on this on DeFi.
Sure.
It's not quite there
These are
yet.
basics, by the way, anywhere else.
Yeah,
But you know, it's a lot harder to do when it's in the decks. But yeah,
the coding takes a long time. People don't realize that. Okay,
Mhm.
people complain about okay, this project is not working the way they want, and then they say, yeah, we want to add this, but that's 6 months down the road. There's 6 months of development to be done. Okay, and testing, and then auditing, and then and so on. Uh, Coding is not easy. Okay, people don't
Well,
realize that.
I wouldn't know. I can barely read.
No, I haven't been coding in decades, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
like if I had the time, I'd like to get into coding for Solidity or Rust.
Sure.
Yeah,
Solidity is a C derivative language, right?
yeah. Well, that
Yeah, I'm good at C plus C sharp. I'm good at that.
yeah. Well, actually, it's even simpler. It's close to JavaScript.
Oh, come on. That's like
Yeah, I
every
know.
morning for
You
me.
you can't you can't. No, no. But honestly, you could learn anybody. Okay, who is technically minded. Okay, who likes playing with computers. You could learn it in less than 3 months.
Yeah, I'm
You
sure.
could become a coder in 3 months.
That's actually a very good point, man, because this is something where the big money is. So if you're watching this video right now, you're young and smart, then maybe this is a good
Yeah,
career advice from Chris. So take it from him.
yeah, definitely. Look, I keep seeing this. Okay, you can be a beginner. Okay, you just learn coding in Solidity.
Hmm.
Okay, and basically all you've done is copy and paste code, essentially. You can still get a job that pays $100,000 a year. Okay, doing that.
Well,
There are,
that works for now, but maybe tomorrow you will have to be making 200,000 renminbis.
yeah. Well, at some point maybe you need renminbis, but or you're going to be paid in Bitcoin. Uh,
Sure.
but I
Like three
mean,
bitcoins a year.
but
That's your
for
salary.
yeah, but for today, definitely you can get $100,000 job, even if you have less than a year of experience coding, which is great, especially for all those kids. Okay, like crypto attracts a lot of young people, and a lot of young people want to make money, right?
Hmm.
And maybe they're not good at trading like you are. Like you're a great trader.
I wouldn't
Uh,
say great. I'm a hobbyist, but I'm very
okay,
enthusiastic.
he's freaking rich. Okay.
Well, I am rich, that's true, but I'm not good at
see,
trading.
see,
That's why
see, see what
that's why
I'm
I can
saying?
trade because I have money.
See what I'm saying? No, no. But some people have different sets of skills, right? Some people are good at coding. Some people are good at trading. Some people are good at whatever. Okay.
Mhm.
And if you're good at this, well, why not? And there's so many opportunities to make
Sure.
money in this world right now. I mean, just look at the brain drain coming out of Silicon Valley right now.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Hundreds and thousands of people are leaving Google, Facebook, and other big high tech companies to join crypto firms, crypto startups. Okay, that's happening right now. Google is at a loss right now. They don't know what to do. They just started a new blockchain division to try to keep them in. Okay, they're losing too much brain power. We don't have a lot of time left, so maybe we should look at questions. Do you want to look at questions?
Sure. Okay, the questions.
So,
well, I'm going to read some.
Yeah, fine.
Chris is blushing. Oh, that's like from an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
Or no, 40 some minutes ago. Sifu needs to be monitored. Yeah, with an ankle monitor, right? An ankle bracelet. All right, John Fitzmusic says, I hope Wonderland recovers. Exactly my sentiments, brother. Twan Burke says, stay in. Yeah, that's some good stuff. That was the plan. Yeah.
All right. So
well, there are no questions at this point, guys. I will have to bounce pretty soon. But Chris, let me tell you, this was our first, and I enjoyed every second of it, brother. I enjoyed being with you. I wonder if the guys see the chemistry that we feel.
Yeah, I hope so. What I'd like to do next time is maybe if you can teach people some of your tricks for trading. Okay.
Well, I believe, I
like
always
if you've
say
got rules.
I do not want to teach because teaching requires some brains, and I don't have much. What I have experience, because I have lost so many times, but I have also won so many times that I pretty much get the feel of the whole thing. I can tell you what I do and how I do it. That's the only thing I can tell.
Well, that's what people want to know. They want to know from an experienced trader like you. You've got several years. No, but you've got years of experience.
I can show what I do and how I do it. Next time, would you like me to show you some of the stuff? Maybe.
Yeah. Let's try that. See this. They say that's interesting. Okay. So how about you do that? Show what you like to trade. Are you trading crypto directly? Are you trading perps? Are you trading options? Are you trading whatever? What tools do you use? Do you have like special graphs or special charts or
magical crystals?
No, but do you use
words?
No, but do you use bots or do you use anything? Okay, see,
okay.
So we can talk a little bit about that, and maybe share your screen and show something. Okay, then we could.
I'd be very happy to.
Yeah, that could be fun.
You know what? I would love to. Why don't we talk about it for next week, and then we figure out a very good curriculum. I don't want to overwhelm people because people may even think that who the heck is this bold old guy? What does he want here? We want Qris because Qris is so cool. Shut the heck up, dude. Who knows?
Don't worry. I'm sure they think you're a lot cooler. So anyway, let's prepare a little curriculum. Okay, we don't have to go. We can just make it as simple as possible for newbies.
How about starting with the basics? Just starting with the basics, and
exactly.
I show the logistics of what I do. And if you like it, I can go into details. If not, then no stress. Because it's not for everybody. It's a different animal. It's not the chill, it's none of that Binance feel or feeling, like you click and it happens. Oh man, I wish it was that easy. Because DeFi is tricky. It's one tricky little animal.
All right. Okay, so that's it for today. Please subscribe and like the video. Okay, if we don't like the video, the YouTube algorithm is not going to send us anybody anymore. So we need views, we need eyeballs. Okay, so like the video. Don't forget to ring the bell so that you know when we're having these live sessions again. On the weekend, we're going to have my regular live sessions. Okay. How many likes? 7 likes? Come on.
How is that possible, people? We have like 18 people in the chat room. Please, everybody, press the like button right now.
Yeah,
like. About my fiat money.
All right.
I'm showing Hungarian currency.
Yeah, let's show you Hungarian currency.
Hungarian currency. Okay. thousand
Wow.
forints.
Wow. Who's the
This
guy?
is
Who's the guy on
about
the picture?
3 euros.
3 euros. Who's the guy
Yeah.
on the picture?
Hang on. Oh, I don't have the 2,000 forints, but I have the 5,000 forints.
All right.
Obviously, this is about 15. You do the math, right? Like
Right,
5
right.
times 3.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the 10,000 euros. Euros, sorry, forints, Hungarian forints.
Right.
10,000. You do the math. And here's our largest bill, the 20,000.
Wow.
This is about like 70 euros or so. Oh,
Uh-huh.
60 some euros.
So you don't have a
And
500
if you want to
euro?
go to shop, you want to go to do some shopping. Now, are you ready for this? This is the cash that you bring with yourself.
Oh, wow. So that's when you want to buy bread, right? You bring all that?
I'm gonna get a box of matches. Good luck with fiat currency, people.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Stay crypto.
Stay crypto for sure. Okay, so Friday next week we're gonna have another episode of Kor and Qris. Okay, and Kor is going to teach us his trading techniques and strategies.
Just show. Let's keep it with show.
Okay, whatever. But he's gonna show us something about trading because this guy knows what he's doing. Okay, imagine that. And on the weekend, I promise I'm coming back with my daily live crypto news. This week was insane. I had way too much work. I couldn't make it. But this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be around 6 p.m. US Eastern Time. Okay?
I'm watching.
Yes, definitely.
Will
You
let me
guys watch
Will
too.
you let me hit the like button?
Yeah, please hit the like button. We need likes. We need likes.
Right.
All right.